Well, it's time to make another trip down to Barnstable in North Devon and catch up with the latest progress on Mandy and Carlton's new build. I wouldn't say we're quite in the home straight yet, but certainly on the last lap. So the building's really taking shape now, and let's see what's been happening in the last few weeks.
Here on site, the big changes this week have been upstairs, where the vaulted ceilings have been insulated. Up there you can see we've had 2 layers of insulation in the ceilings. The first was 150mm Recticel slab insulation, which was put in, and then on top of that a 40mm Recticel, and then the vapor control layer, which is that silver backed foil that you can see there, VC foil, and that's all been battened. So the whole of the upstairs ceiling is now, or vaulted ceilings are now insulated and battened and ready for plasterboard. The other thing that we had going on last week, or Friday at least, was the plumbers and electricians were back on site doing some more first fix work. So that's nearly all finished now. And we also had the cladding delivered for outside, and Martin, Carl and Aidan are outside this morning putting the final touches to the preparation for that to go on. That's a composite cladding that we had sent down. We chose it online and got samples, and then went to the company that manufactures it, EnviroBuild, and they sent it down to us by lorry, and it finally arrived after more than a few dramas on Friday morning. It's Saturday the 11th of July, and last week the guys got on with putting the insulation in the ceilings between the floors and in the walls, in the stud walls, and then they closed up the stud walls with OSB, ready for plasterboard next week. We've got 2 different types of insulation going in. We've got I.C.F, which is acoustic insulation, which is going in between the floors to stop noise transfer, and then we've also got rock wool in the walls where we don't need acoustic insulation. So we've got the I.C.F in the walls between bathrooms and or around bathrooms, and then rock wool in other walls. When the insulation started to go in and the walls started to be closed up, it made a huge difference to sound inside the building, as well as the sound coming in from the road outside. And even though we haven't got a front door on yet, it's still a noticeable difference in noise transfer. Also last week the door linings started to go in, and you can see one of those there. We've had some tiles, we've brought some tiles in to start having a look at finishes on the floors. So that's what you can see down there, so we've got to make some decisions around that. It's Sunday the 19th of July, and it was another busy week last week. The guys finished putting all the insulation in the stud walls, and they've started plasterboarding. So what you can see up there on the ceiling, the pink stuff is pink fireline plasterboard, so that gives us our half-hour fire resistance. Should there be a fire downstairs, that will stop it spreading straight up through the ceiling onto the first floor. And then they have gone right through with that. So they did the ceilings first, and then they started plasterboarding all the walls. So most of the walls down here are now plasterboarded. Now I'm going to try and climb up the ladder whilst I'm still filming, so that I can show you what's been going on up here, because the guys have been fitting the cladding on the outside upstairs. and it looks really good. So I think I talked about the cladding a while ago. It's made by a company called Build. It's composite cladding, and there you can see it started to go on the gable end wall. So the end of another week, Sunday the 26th of July, and last week the scaffolders came back and took down the top lifts of scaffolding from the back of the house and the sides and over the carport. That's all gone now as well. Around the front of the house looks a bit like a builder's yard, because not only have we got all the offcuts of timber and stuff, but we started piling the pallets up. Then inside the house next week, wait for it, we have stairs. Yay! No more climbing ladders to get upstairs. So they arrived on Friday morning, and the carpenters fitted them. So they've made a really nice job of covering up the newel posts and protecting the treads with hardboard. It's not a fancy staircase because it will be carpeted, so we didn't need oak or anything like that on the treads or the risers, so it's quite an economical staircase. It came from a company called Stairbox. They're online, and they were really helpful. The carpenters have put a temporary handrail down the side, but eventually there'll be glass, frameless glass going down there, set in a channel. And the company Stairbox that supplied them, this staircase including the glass, was under £900, which compared to some of the other prices that I've seen is absolutely amazing. And then up here we have plasterboard in the ceilings. So all of this upstairs has been, well, pretty much all of it has been plasterboard this week. There's just a few bits to finish off. Looks like we're moving. Now he's got to swing the arm around. So we've got it up onto the carport. So that's the first bit on the balcony, and the suckers are off. 3 more to go.